What's going on, everybody? We're back for another video, and today we're doing a special Mustang project. We're putting the OffRoad Xpipe back on with the long tube BBK headers today, so the thing's gonna be freaking crazy loud and raspy.
If you guys have been following this build on the channel, you saw where we just had the OffRoad Xpipe and how raspy it sounded. Then we had to put the long tube headers on. We'll link up these videos above, and it's pretty in-depth tutorial. So if you're looking and you have this car and you're looking for how to do it and save yourself a lot of money on headers, definitely watch that. But when we put the headers on, the OffRoad Xpipe, which is over here, these that go to like where the stock manifold would be, the header comes all the way down to here. So we can't use OffRoad Xpipe. So they gave us a Cadet Xpipe, and it's just not as loud or raspy as we really want it. So now we bought these little extensions, which are gonna bolt up to the header. And it's just we're pretty much gonna cut this. So we put that to here and this to that. It'll make a lot more sense once we show you visually, once we get off the car. But before we do that, I just wanted to give you a little background. But we're gonna make this thing loud again, so stay tuned. We're gonna do a lot of sound clips at the end, so if you're impatient and you wanna see that, it would hurt us if you're not watching the whole installation, but we'll put a little time card for you. Let's get into it.
Long tube headers with Cadet BBK Exploit. Sounds good, but not as raspy.
Start, it's what, about
35, 40 degrees?
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cold.
Yeah.
So this was a cold start, it hasn't really moved. Show you what we're gonna be doing. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the Cadet Xpipe right there, and then it bolts into the back CapEx. So we're pretty much just gonna take that all off, disconnect it, measure up how much pipe we're gonna need to cut off from the OffRoad Xpipe, and this should be a pretty straightforward install. So this is the BBK Cadet Xpipe, which bolts right up to the long tube headers, which are actually BBK as well. In theory, if you really wanted to not do all this piping and stuff and not get, ratchet, you could just buy a Cadet OffRoad Xpipe that fits with these headers. But we already had an OffRoad Xpipe, so we're just gonna make do with it and we're gonna make it work. So in theory, we're just going to be replacing it like this. We're going to have to do all the measurements, but I'm just going to lay it out visually for you guys. As you can see, the Xpipe, one side's longer than the other. The shorter side, we actually are going to make it work without having to put a little intermediate pipe there. We're just going to do the flange with the pipe and then a band clamp. It's going to seal it down so we don't have to fill that gap because it's all going to be closed. So that will pretty much just go over that like that. We'll tighten that side down. But for this one, with this band clamp here, even if I had it just on the edge, we're still gonna need, honestly, like that much of piping. So we're just gonna probably cut out like that much there. We'll use this clamp, and then this will go to the flange. But so it saves us so we don't have two clamps on this side. We'll only have two on this side. But it will all work in the end. So. we really should be using exhaust pipe cutters, like the wrap where it just has blades and goes around and you just keep twisting it and it cuts a perfect cut. But we don't do it by the books. We do ratchet things. So we're gonna use this Sawzall. And it's okay if it's not perfectly straight because it's gonna be under the band clamp and we'll get it as perfect as possible. We're gonna let Wes do the honors, you know, safety first.
Safety first, gotta get your vest on.
You gotta have the proper PPE.
PPE, bro.
I don't even remember what that stands for. It's
personal equipment.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget the glasses, man. I don't even have glasses.
Might as well. Get
the hard hat, dude. What do you look like you're on a construction site here, man. So that pipe that we cut, we slid it under the new flange. I'm gonna clamp it down with this one. And I'm not gonna tighten it all the way in until we're under the car, just so that'll work. So now it is the length of that, and this band clamp will go over that. We'll get this bad boy out of the way real quick. And once we get under, we'll adjust it accordingly on how much pipe we're gonna need. So now, that's it. We're gonna put the O2 sensors in. We cleaned up the little holes. They are very rusted because of the heat. There's no restriction, there's no catch, just straight exhaust fume. Yeah, exactly. So it rusted out. I just cleaned it up with one of those like battery terminal cleaners and just like the little wire brushes. It fit perfectly right in there. Cleaned up all the grooves. So we're gonna put some anti-seize on them as well. But let's do that now. All right, so we're gonna take off the O2 sensors. As you can see, these have been around the block. Get it? They're rounded out. So we're gonna kind of lube them up as much as we can. Hopefully it can get in there. I don't know. Probably not, but yeah, we're gonna let that soak penetrate through it. This is just some penetrating oil, and it's a 7/8 or 21 millimeter to take those bad boys off. So as you can see from the long tube header Cadet Xpipe, that is really rounded off, and it was from.
Yeah, let's get a better view here.
Yeah, it was rounded off from taking it off from the uncatted one, putting it onto this one, and taking it off the stock one, and so on and so forth. So we're leaving it in there because it's rounded. So we just bought a new one. We went to our local auto parts store. It's nice and fancy. It's gonna be a perfect fit. Dude, it don't fit. I'm just kidding.
Better fit.
So we're just gonna screw that bad boy in. Waste no time. Just kidding, we wasted about like an hour.
An hour on that.
So we'll tighten this one down. I'm just gonna get it snug and then we'll put it on the ground and tighten it up really. So this is how it looks. Looks like a brand new Xpipe. This is loose. Like I said, we're gonna have to adjust it accordingly, so we'll tighten this up as we go. Got the O2 sensors. Now let's bring this under the car. All right, guys, that finished it up. Everything's bolted together as you saw with the time lapse. I'll give you one quick look before we lower it down and start her up for the first time. All right, she's nice and snug. All the clamps are tight. So we're gonna put her on the ground and we're gonna start up. So let's see what she sounds like. Yeah.
All right, everything's bolted up, but right now I'm gonna show you guys the stock intake manifold with the OffRoad Xpipe first, exhaust clips of that. Now I'm going to show you the BBK long tube headers with the Cadet Xpipe. now I'm going to show you the BBK long tube headers with the OffRoad Xpipe.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but from like idling, it sounds so much more raspy.
Yeah.
But it's really going to pick it up. The difference is going to be the downshifts.
Downshifts, or yep.
And when we rev it, obviously, but you can still hear a tone difference. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up from the previous clips that we just showed you, but definitely different. We're not going to rev it here because it's almost 10 o'clock.
Residential.
Yeah. So we're going to take her to a park, get on her, show some drive-bys and stuff like that. It's not raining, so we should be fine.
Let's get into it. We're going to give this a few revs with the new OffRoad Xpipe and the BBK long tube headers, so let's see how it sounds.
That's how a Mustang should sound right there. So now he's gonna come down from third gear to second. He's gonna downshift because that's when you really hear the rasp and the crackle.
Alright guys, that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. It's still freaking smoking, so it's burning off all those vapors and all that goodness. There's some stickers on those flange kits we bought, but that'll burn off eventually since it's super hot. But comment down below what exhaust combination you like better. The original intake manifold with the OffRoad Xpipe, this new setup, or my mid setup. So, I mean, I like this one. It's super clean sound. It's loud enough when you get on it. Super raspy, so I definitely enjoy it. It was pretty simple besides a few hiccups, which
always happens.
Yeah, but so if you like how the new exhaust sounds, please give it a thumbs up. We worked hard on this. For now, until kind of springtime, the Mustang's going to be parked in the garage unless you guys have some good ideas for it, but I definitely wanted to get this exhaust done, which we did. So yeah, until springtime, it's going to be kind of hanging around on a nice day. I'll drive it around. Yeah, until next time, thanks for watching.